Welcome to the second edition of the Bhopal Design Festival, hosted and curated by the Jagran School of Design, Jagran Lake City University. I, Sanvi Raje, in conversation with Mr. Praful Nikam, president of the YFOD Foundation, where he leads initiatives empowering youth and foster sustainable growth. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I am also good. So, sir, for my first question, I would like to ask you, as a youth leader, how do you incorporate principles of sustainability and nature into your work?
See, sustainability is not like basically some side term.
Yeah.
Especially when you do a social work, you need to make sure that initiatives are sustainable. Basically, so if you see all our projects, we have this component where we make sure that whenever we leave that project, because donation always has a limited life cycle.
Yeah.
Nobody can lifetime support to somebody.
Yeah.
So we are into all our intervention are in such a way that community will take over it actually. Basically.
Yeah.
So suppose we are doing an intervention in school, we make sure after maybe 6 months or 1 year we are leaving from there.
Yeah.
The school is ready to take over that project.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
going to all everything. So that's a part of our sustainability. So every project and we do, there's a sustainability component to that. There is another aspect of nature. See, we cannot run away from nature.
Yeah.
So nature will always impact you, and there is and that's where I think business have started understanding. They are going the ESG framework.
Yeah.
So what we do basically, any of our initiatives, we make sure there is a component where we are close to nature.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of plantation initiatives.
Yeah.
Whenever we talk to our student and AIA, we make sure that they understand the importance of nature, and that is get incorporated in our solution.
Yeah, so. Okay, so you talked about nature. So relating to that, I'd like to ask my second question. What are some lessons we can learn from the nature to reshape leadership and community development?
When we talk about leadership, basically, so leadership is all about connecting with people.
Yeah.
Whether you are a business leader, you will connect with business people.
Yeah.
Especially when you talk about community leaders or any leader who are going to create an impact. Okay.
Yes.
So they need to understand what is the society needs are there. Now society needs are generally historically fulfilled by the local community or local nature basically.
Yeah.
So that's where so suppose there is a bigger plant is coming example, and now we know trees will get cut.
Yeah.
But suppose there is a community which is going to protest against it. We need to understand their feelings.
Yeah.
And as a leader, there should be empathy that feelings are treated well.
Yeah.
So they should be taken care of. So that's where I think it's very important as a leader. One, you understand people feeling about any initiative. So suppose there is a design leader, they need to understand how people will pursue that design.
Yeah, exactly.
And second thing is we need to understand how the nature will accommodate those changes basically.
Yeah.
There can be a solution where suppose there is a tree cuts because of plants, we can always replant somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that's where we need to make sure that we are not competing with nature, but we are complementing nature.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. So you are also a leader yourself. So can you share some examples where how Y4D Foundation has supported youth-led initiatives focusing on sustainability and environmental preservation?
I will talk about two because this question I will divide into two parts.
Yeah.
One is the youth sustainability, and then another the nature related thing. So I will talk about our Y4D's two initiatives. One is we are now India is a growing country, and a lot of manufacturing is coming up.
Yeah.
But if you see, youth are not equipped to handle those jobs.
Yeah.
So there is we can say there is a paradox actually. One way you have a lot of companies who are struggling to get people.
Yeah.
There is another paradox where there is a rural India or even semi-urban area is struggling to get the employment basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where we have come up with we done the industry survey, and we have come up with a skilling solution which is aligned with the industry needs. So that's where youth get job. It's a short-term course that they get job, and now once they get job, they don't need any support. They're actually becoming a contributor to community and contributor to society.
Exactly.
So that's where we are taken care of youth and their issues, and it's not some one-time help to them. It's a lifelong. If they want to stay in industry for lifelong, they can upgrade, they can upskill and stay in industry.
Yeah.
Now coming back to sustainability or environment, now there is always conflict between whether the business is profitable and there is a sustainability of the environment. But there is another way actually. So suppose there is a farmers. Now farmers, if we tie up with farmers and make sure that they get into environment sustainability, there is an automatic environmental impact
Yeah.
So we are seeing this lot of paddy burning cases actually. Now if there is an NGO or there is somebody who is go and talk to the farmers and work with them, because paddy can be utilized as a raw material in ethanol, but they need a complete business solution to that. And that's where what we do. A lot of our plantation, we make a community or farmers as a basically partner.
Yeah.
They earn from those plantation because we are planting fruit trees, we maintain
Yeah.
fruit trees, but plantation is maintained by the farmer and they earn from the farm. So it's a win-win situation. Industry is getting the solution. They are utilizing CSR very well. As an
Yeah.
NGO, we are creating an impact. And there is a farmer community who is earning from that.
Yeah.
And even environment gets sustained basically.
Yeah.
So that's why I think this kind of solution will work into long
So it's like a whole business model in itself.
which will sustain the everything.
Yeah.
Because in isolation you work anything, it will collapse after some time.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on. So my next question would be, how do you design sustainability to construct a future that values both cultural diversity and environmental balance through your work?
So see, when we talk about cultural diversity, India is a unique case, I think.
Yeah.
Reason is that one, India is the biggest, our population is the biggest actually.
Yeah.
So we don't have any other example.
Yeah.
Now, if we look like a China-like country, which have same population, but China, because of this communist regime, they try to make it like a one country.
Yeah.
There's a cultural separation, all this. Whereas India, we are supporting our cultural diversity,
Yeah, we are
tribals, and
very
everybody.
diverse.
Yeah. So any solution we make, basically we need to make sure that is taken care of the cultural, basically inclusivity of everything.
Yeah.
From if you go to every state, there is a food is different, the
Yeah.
language is different. But this is a good business opportunity
Yeah.
also. Because if I make a product which is suitable for all the, or solution which is suitable for all the geographies of India,
Yeah.
it will automatically cater complete world basically.
Yeah.
So I need not to make, suppose I make a product which is feasible in Maharashtra, because there is a Marathi, then in Gujarati, and then in Madhya Pradesh, the Hindi.
Yeah.
Now, even if I consider three state and my product is suitable for 3 states basically,
Yeah.
it will automatically cater complete Europe
Yeah.
or complete India basically.
Yeah.
So that's where one, we need to make sure basically that cultural diversity is taken care.
Yeah.
Now again, coming back to the nature,
Yeah.
see, there was a good example given by the Indian Prime Minister basically, that a lot of companies sell soft drinks which are not
Yeah.
good for health and they are not creating maybe a lot of business. Okay?
Yeah.
That is there. So when this Prime Minister appealed to the people, the same fruit companies, can you make a product which are having the fruit content basically?
Yeah.
Now suddenly your farmers started getting business.
Hmm.
Same company started selling more because now
Yeah.
your fruit and your cold drink become bit healthy basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where I think we need to start working onto all aspects, whether it's maybe some websites or anything basically,
Yeah.
where there is a sustainability there.
Yeah.
So like we need to now work from home is a good concept.
Yeah.
So suppose there's a work from home is not even suitable for
Yeah.
all cases, but there can be satellite places basically. So
Hmm.
Bhopal can become a satellite place.
Yeah.
So that a lot of some business from Delhi can come to Bhopal, and even
Yeah.
Delhi population will taken care.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of custom solution we need in India, because we are a very diverse country.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different needs actually. So when we
Yeah.
think, we need to come up with open mind rather than saying, okay, this is a maybe barrier or conflict.
Yeah.
We need to think about openness, and we need to make solution which will cater to India and then can go to the all over world. Basically.
Yeah. So for my last question, it's more like a advice. What advice would you give to the young change makers who are going into the same direction as you? What is one thing that they should keep in their minds moving forward?
So I think when you are young, your blood generally boils a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, and we think everything is a activism terms basically, or we think okay, there is a competition between two.
Yeah.
Okay, suppose there is an industry and there is an environment, we think there is a competition. Maybe tribal versus city guys, there is a we think competition. So we need to stop thinking like a competition or activist. We need to start thinking more like a what is the solution of a problem.
Yes.
Okay, we can always shout, okay, maybe youth are not getting employment.
Yeah.
Okay, and there is always industry which say I am not getting people. So
Yeah.
can when you are a young change maker, can you become that barrier actually? That bridge basically rather than a barrier. Okay, which will connect those two parties.
Yeah.
Suppose there is an environmental basically a concern. Can you become that bridge or that solution which will taken care of that concern
Yeah.
rather than become a protest? Because you are a youth, you think there should be a quick fix, but there is no quick fix actually.
Yeah.
If there is a problem and it is not getting solved basically, so that means there is no quick fix.
Yeah.
If there is a 2-minute Maggie kind of solution, somebody would have fixed that problem.
Yeah.
So as a young change maker into any field in India, you need to think, okay, what I will do after 5 years, what I will do 10 years. So
Yeah.
that simply does not mean you slow down.
Yeah.
But my point is you use that energy to finding out solution which will sustain in long term.
Yeah.
Rather than doing something in maybe suppose you are in college and you are
Yeah.
starting some business,
Yeah.
don't become that okay, one day I want to create a unicorn. it will take some time.
Yeah.
So you think about 5 year, 10 year, and I think then because young people have a lot of brilliant ideas, they just need some patience and some maybe thinking of long term. Okay, how this solution will shape up in 5 to 10 years. Change maker can create a lot of impact, good impact into all aspects.
Yeah.
Because India is a growing country, lot of opportunity for everybody. There is a lot of opportunity. So I think my only small advice will be think about long term rather than thinking of some quick fixes. Think about some solution which will sustain in long term, because sustainability need to go hand in hand into any change. Basically.
Yeah. Thank you, sir, for the wonderful insights. It was a pleasure having you with us. With camera person Manya Khare, this is Sanvi Raje. For more such interactive sessions, keep watching Lake City Live.